Hello and welcome to this episode of the Corporate Escapists TV show and podcast. I am your host, Christine Innes, and I am delighted to have the very beautiful Jay Eden joining me all the way from the US. So welcome, lovely.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks
Oh,
for having me.
oh, it is my pleasure. I'm actually really excited to sit and chat to you today because you've created this really beautiful business, literally, due to your personal circumstances. But first of all, I have the printed copy of the February issue of the Corporate Escapists magazine. And there you are talking about your story and, really how it's evolved. And before we dive deep into our chat, because I know that there's going to be so many amazing things coming out from people. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're wanting to escape the corporate world, or you've got something that you're passionate about, this is the episode not to be missed. So I'm going to hand it over to the beautiful Jay just to sort of give yourself a little bit of introduction to our audience so that we can dive deep now to give them lots of golden nuggets.
All right. Hello, everyone. I am Jay Eden, owner and creator of a product called Eden Beauty Starts Here. And I am delighted to be with Miss Christine today. And we are going to have some good stuff for you guys today. So hopefully you guys all enjoy this show. And I'm just delighted to be here.
I really am excited because, like, obviously, I know a little bit about your business, and
Um,
you've spoken about it. And what I really love and is the fact that it's come from a personal passion as
yeah,
well. And I
um,
think when it comes from that personal story, it really sort of evolves the whole business and the brand as well, because it's about your, circumstance that happened, but it's
yeah.
then allowed you to help change so many people's lives as well.
Yes, it has. Not only, the creation of the products itself, but just the amount of feedback that I've gotten just from being a woman and then Black at that and an entrepreneur has been so inspirational to so many women, so many women. And so I just tell them, you know what? If I can do it, you can too.
Mm.
Live the life of your dreams. It's my
Oh,
motto.
absolutely. And I think that, there's so much around it. I was watching a Netflix documentary, which is all around, the African American women that have actually created incredible businesses. And like, I guess, it doesn't matter what country you're in. And, there's always going to be a stigma, whether or not you're women, whether or not you're
Right.
white, you're Black, whatever, race or, demographic that you come from. But by simply us just doing it, it
Yes.
really helps inspire so many people out there going, well, if they've been able to do it, I possibly can too. And just gives that little spark within them as well.
Yes, I absolutely. I just tell people we really have no excuses. We have everything that we need to be successful, everything. You may look around and think, well, I don't have a lot of money to do this, or I don't have a lot of money to do that. What do you have? What do you have? Take what you have and start there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah, because I think, a lot of people, they see only the end product. They
they do.
don't see the years behind the
Absolutely.
road to it. And I do apologize, everyone. My voice is very croaky
That's
today.
okay.
So I do
Yeah,
apologize.
that's
But they
right.
don't see that, the 5 years or the 10 years leading
Yeah.
up to that finished product. Like, what has it been for you leading up to where you are right now?
For me, it has been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of doubts. There are days when you feel like, I don't know if I'm doing this right, or I don't know if this is the right thing to do. And then especially if you are in the corporate world, and then you tap into something that's another part of you, that's creative, that wants to create and change lives and do things. You always have your doubts, you always have your ups and downs. But I tell people, hold on to that still small voice that's in you. Go with that voice that's in you and push forward.
Mm, it's so
Mhm.
true because
So
I
true.
literally did a post this morning with saying that I took the road less traveled. I took
Yes.
a road where it wasn't popular because I wanted to learn more about myself. And I
Mhm.
feel as though as entrepreneurs, that's really the starting point for
Yeah.
most people. that when they
Yeah,
discover something about themselves, they tap into this unlimited potential that is already with
absolutely.
inside of us.
Absolutely. And it's so funny because you don't know that it's there. It'll be a circumstance that'll cause that's the thing that's in you to come out
Mm.
of you. And that's exactly what happened with me. I never knew that I was so creative. I never knew that. And like I said, I left the corporate world and I was pushed into a position where it was okay, well, I can either choose to stay with this company or this corporation and let someone dictate what my schedule's going to be, how long I have to work, do this, do that, or I can go this other route. And so that's exactly what happened. I was kind of pushed into a corner, if you want to say that, and came out, just fighting kind of tooth and nail. It's a struggle within yourself. It's your mind that limits you. So I just say, just hold on, push past that, and just hold on because you never know what potential you have on the inside of you.
Yeah, absolutely. What are
Mhm.
some of the things that you've discovered, like personally, with obviously growing a business that you didn't realize within you? You mentioned creativity as one of them, but has there been other things that you've discovered as well that you've gone, oh my God, I didn't know I could do this?
I think for me, the main thing was just the creativity part of it. I was never a science person. I mean, I am in the medical field and I am a healthcare provider, but sciences were always real hard for me. A struggle for me. So I think a lot of people, when they think, oh my gosh, you created these products, like you made them. And I'm like, yes, I made them, I created them.
Yeah.
And I had some help doing that, of course, took the steps that I needed to as far as taking courses on formulating, whatnot. But it's like when I look back now, I just think to myself, wow, like, and I always thought that was hard, like I would see other people and, products out there, we all do. And you read the back of the ingredients and it's like, wow, how do these people know how to do this?
Mm.
But for me, I just learned that creative part of me came out of me. And it really made me even more so okay with, I enjoy working by myself. Like when I'm creating and I'm in my lab, I enjoy it. And I'm okay with it. And some people can't do that. Some people have to have people around them. I found that that's not me. I'm okay with being by myself. And
Mm.
so I've just gone through many types of situations in my life, and some of those sometimes you do find yourself alone. And so it's like, you know what? You have to learn sometimes how to be comfortable in uncomfortable environments. So that's what I found out.
Yeah, I agree 100% with all of
Yeah,
that. And especially
yeah.
being comfortable with being comfortable with being uncomfortable,
Mhm.
because
Uncomfortable. Mhm.
being in business, it's like that every single day. Like it's
Every day.
you're
Every day.
learning,
Yeah,
you're learning so much with
you
it.
do. You
Have
do.
you found that obviously starting the business
Uh-huh.
yourself and then
Mhm.
obviously the growth that it's taken, because I
Right.
mean, incredible, because your business has also just been, featured in Vogue magazine, which is a huge achievement as well. So congratulations for that,
Thank you
because
so much.
it really is amazing. And one of the things that I find is that it's very hard to celebrate those wins as well, because you're still focused on going, oh, I've got to do this. And now I'm getting traction and to do it.
Right.
But take that moment to celebrate.
You're absolutely right. It was, I mean, you're right. When you say that, I mean, being in your featured in your magazine and then, the Vogue magazine, and we will be featured for the next 3 months. I mean, it's just like, I think it just kind of went over my head. I
Yeah.
don't think I've really taken it in. And everyone else around was like, oh my God, that's like so amazing. And I'm just like, oh yeah, yeah, that's good. But my mind's on, okay, so I got this and this and do tomorrow, And so, yeah, you are absolutely right. Taking the time to learning and learning to celebrate those milestones are huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Oh, look, and I hear it from everyone. I think it doesn't matter where you are within your business, that whole celebrating ourselves, because as being a, in a way, a solo entrepreneur, you are the one who has to take that moment of reflection, but also still continue the business growth, and also the future for the business as well. It's hard to stop and just absorb everything.
Yes, it is. And I have so many, as you do as well, moving pieces. And I think what they never see, they just see the finished product, which is me and the business products, But as you know, they don't see everything that took place in between, and all the struggles that came with that mentally, physically, financially, all those struggles that are involved to get you to the place to where you are,
Yeah.
and it's amazing. I thank God for strength every day. And I just continue to put one foot in front of the other
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's talk about your incredible products that you have, because
Okay.
it really has come from, a personal story with you,
Yes.
and something that was really missing. And this is what I love, so much about what you've done, is because, you're passionate about it, because it's from you. So let's talk about your product and
Okay.
what it does for all of these amazing women all around the world.
Okay. So, well, how it all started was, I myself suffered from a lot of different skin issues. I was just one of those kids. Like, my skin was so sensitive. Had eczema, the itchy scalp, and psoriasis, and I mean, I had scars on my elbows and, the bend of my arms, the back of my knees from eczema. I was just always one of those kids that just suffered from all type of skin ailments. So, and it continued into, with me being an adult and always using different products. And it wasn't until a couple years ago, I really started paying attention not only to what I was putting on my skin, but what I was eating also. So I discovered a lot about myself, as far as I never knew that I had a gluten intolerance. Gluten causes a lot of things to show up not only in the body, but they'll show up on the skin. And so, through my process of finding, just going the natural route, I was pretty unsatisfied with what I would see when I walked into stores. They just didn't have products that were catered to the darker skin. That, a lot of them, they want to lighten the skin, so they put these bleaching agents in them, and all kind of harmful chemicals. And so I said, you know what? I'm just going to make my own. And so, my husband looked at me and he said, what? And I said, I'm going to make my own products. And that's really where the journey began for me. I went through a lot of trial and error, researching like crazy, really finding out about what's out there. And so I came across this oil known as Tamanu oil. This oil is used in the South Pacific. You may find variations of it here in the States, but I guarantee you it's not the oil that comes from the South Pacific. It's harvested very differently, in those parts of the world. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to try this oil. Okay. So, looking for natural things, of course, tried this oil, got some scientific research to back this oil, read about, a lot of medical studies that have been done with this oil. So I used it, and it became gold to me. So I ended up taking that product, and I made 9 products from it. And so, just through all my research and using different oils, natural oils, for healing the skin, and oils that we need, and a lot of people, when you think of oils, you think of, oh my God, I'm going to clog my pores. I'm going to, oh, my skin's already oily. You would be so surprised. So that's what I did. I created 9 different products, a cleanser. I've got something for oily skin and acne. I have something for the scars and the eczema. I have a scalp oil. I even have a vaginal moisturizer, all natural vaginal moisturizer. So just some really healthy things for the body, for the skin, and that's what I did. And here I am. And you can never tell by looking at me that I've had all these issues with my
Yeah.
skin, and people are like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I don't use soap and water on my skin. It's nothing but natural oils that I use. And they're like, oh my gosh. So that's where it is. There you have it.
And I love it too because as I
Yeah.
said, it's
Mhm.
something that you've gone in and you've done all the research on it, to help you. But now it's helping so
It's
many.
helping so many others.
Yeah, it's incredible. And, like I said to you, it's like when we find that one thing that, is just that passion, have you
Yeah.
found that everyone around you is like going, "Oh, well, what's happening to you?" Like, your family starts going, like my son even said to me a couple of years ago, "I don't even know who you are, mum, anymore." And I'm like going, how amazing is that? Because
Yes,
you start changing because your
do.
passion really shines through.
It really does. It really does. And then, not only does your passion shine through, but there's such a joy in what you do,
Mm,
and it just comes through. It reflects in the way you talk and the way you carry yourself and the
mm.
people that you choose to surround yourself with. And yeah, everybody notices, you're different, and you're right. I am different. And so, as as being entrepreneurs, it changes you in the sense of not only do you become more self-aware of who you are, but you also become very aware of who you choose to surround yourself with.
Yeah.
And so it's a beautiful thing, though. It's a beautiful thing. And yeah, everyone has just expressed immense joy, for me. And, I just get so much pleasure out of seeing people just look beautiful and knowing that they can do that in a very natural way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
hmm
So what is the goal? What are maybe one or two goals that you've got now for the business to go forward?
Well, going forward, our goal is to go global. We have just recently got a major contract in West Africa. And so my products will be there. So I will be in. So I see my goal is I see Jay Eden having a facility in some part of Africa where I am having people that can be employed, creating jobs. I am, also creating, manufacturing, my products and just all over the world.
Yeah,
That's what I want to do. Yeah.
I love
Create
it.
jobs.
I love it
Uh,
so
yeah,
much.
thank
Like,
you.
I mean, do you get goosebumps thinking
I
about,
do.
the opportunities now that you can go ahead and start
I
creating?
I do. And I'm telling you, it's just, what I thought was going to be, you know how it is, Christine. You start with one thought in your mind. And I tell my kids this: you are the sum of all of your thoughts
Yeah.
and all of the decisions that you have chosen to make.
Mm,
And I tell other people, it starts with a thought,
yeah.
you know and when you start with something and it's just so small at first, it's like a seed, it's so small, and then the vision just gets bigger.
Yeah.
And so that's why I always say, dream bigger,
Yeah.
and go above and beyond. And that's where I see Jay Eden being.
Yeah.
It's bigger than me, Christine.
Yeah.
This is definitely bigger than me. There's definitely going to be a major impact on many people. I really see this corporation just global, partners
Yeah.
all over the world.
Yeah. I see it like with you, I get this sense like it's a legacy. You're leaving something
Yes,
to you,
yes.
your family, and to the
You
world,
just
which
read
is
my mind.
so exciting.
Yes, exactly. A legacy. It's so funny. I just wrote that down because I journal,
Yeah.
And so, and I asked myself, where do I see myself 5 years from now? Where do I see myself 3 years from now? And yes, this is a legacy that I am building to leave
Yeah.
for the next generation, to know that Jay Eden was here.
Yes, absolutely.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And I think like everything that you're saying, like people underestimate the power of dreaming. And for
Yes.
me, like I when I first was going through my whole transformation of my life, and I discovered the law of attraction, and it was all about, put it out to the universe. But one of the things that we forget about is that we have to take action, because the world, the universe doesn't, just give you everything on a silver platter. You
Mhm,
still need to take action for it. And
mhm.
sometimes it's like those tiny little actions that we take. And you said it before, it's one step in front of the other. It's one step, and we just keep doing it.
Keep
But
going.
that then allows this sort of beautiful transformation to take place of this dream, that it's that little inkling that you had,
Yeah.
and creating something for yourself. But now that dream has now expanded even more because of the actions you've taken.
Yes, absolutely. I agree 100%. You have to put it into motion. It's not enough to have a dream. What good is it if you just have this dream and you don't put
Mhm.
it into motion, so you never see it manifest?
Yeah.
And I think what keeps a lot of people back is fear.
Yeah.
We're all afraid of something, you know, but it's what you do with it. We all know that there's going to be doors. I've had people tell me, no, we're not interested. No, this it's not going to fit with what we're trying to do. That's okay.
Mhm.
That's what's supposed to happen,
Yeah.
because there is a place for me. And I tell other people, there's a place for you as well. You're going to get, you may get a whole lot of no's. I may get a whole lot of no's, but we all know, Christine, it only takes that one yes.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one yes, and the ball starts rolling.
Absolutely. And I'm a
Yes.
big believer that that yes has to start with you. So when you
Yes.
say yes to yourself and you give yourself permission
That's
to
right.
allow something to be put into motion, then
Yes.
yes, you're going to hit with so many other no's, but you've said
Mm.
yes to yourself. And that is one of the biggest things that the biggest gift I think that you can give to yourself.
That you can give yourself. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. I
Yes.
I could chat to you for ages, because as I said, I love what you do. I'm fascinated by it. But I want to end with one question for you, is that what would you say to somebody right now that's sitting here listening to the show, and they're going, I've got this dream. And we know we've said yes, but what is one other piece of encouragement or advice that you would give to somebody right now?
Put it into motion. So start talking to people. Talk. I tell people, you know what? Don't stop talking. Talk.
Mm.
And don't stop dreaming. Don't stop dreaming. Start with something, dream bigger, because it will be bigger than what anything you've ever expected. Dream bigger and talk.
Yeah. Absolutely. I completely agree with everything that you said. And as I said to you, I'm such a big supporter of what you're doing, and
Thank
I
you.
really can't wait to see so much more of what you're going to do, not only just in the US but around the world as well. So
Yes.
thank you so much for sharing your
Thank
story
you
with
for having
us.
me.
My absolute pleasure. I am going to put all the links how you can reach out to Jay herself, how you can be able to get her incredible products online as well. So they're all going to be in the comments below. Check out their show notes. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Leave a comment below if you want to reach out to either Jay or myself. And remember to dream big and to follow your passion every day. And thank you to all of our amazing listeners here. And thank you to Jay for joining us today.
Thank you, Christine.
Thank you. Love and light to you all. And we'll be back next week for another episode of the Corporate Escapist TV show and podcast.